Hey, what's up? It's me, Micah. So, I had to make a choice recently. I've decided. I decided to go and see how fast I could run a mile. It took me 8 minutes. I guess I'm out of shape. What? That's not the decision you wanted to hear? I know. At first, I didn't know what I was looking for in a college. I just picked a dream college solely based on how pretty the campus was. I wandered around colleges without any sort of plan. Somehow I ended up touring colleges in Texas, in Oregon, and all over California. But the more colleges I toured, the more places I visited, the more I realized something. I needed to figure out what I was looking for. That wasn't easy. It took a while. But I looked deep inside myself and, after a long amount of time, reached an almost obvious conclusion to the question. What is important to me? Music. Music is an integral part of my life, whether it's something I perform, background music to video games I'm playing, or even something I hear on the radio. There's something you just can't describe about music. It's so beautiful, so elegant, and so full of emotion, and I want to become a part of that. I want to be someone who can change someone else's life, to provoke emotions from deep inside of people, to inspire them to be something more. And I believe that I've found just the right college. A place not just to hone my musical skills, though. A place where I can become something great. A place where I will be encouraged by everyone around me. A place where I can live my purpose. And a place that I can call my home for the next 4 years. Friends and family, it is my privilege to give you the moment that you've all been waiting for. California Baptist University, home of the Lancers, CBU for short. A private Christian college located in Riverside of Southern California. There's just so much that I love about this college. The campus is really beautiful and well kept. It's constantly being improved and everything there is in top condition. Plus, everyone there has a strong sense of unity and passion. But that's not the most important thing at CBU. Is it the food? CBU is ranked as having the second best college food in the nation. Having eaten there twice, I can confirm that their food is absolutely delicious. They have a total of 7 places to eat on campus, each of which has incredible food. But that's not the most important thing at CBU. Perhaps it's the resident halls. While they do have standard halls and dorm rooms available, that's just not my thing. The cottages at CBU are like little houses. Each one has 5 bedrooms of 2 people each, 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and a laundry room. This is the residency space that I'm hoping to get into during my first year. I honestly can't wait to live inside one of these cottages. But that's not the most important thing at CBU. What about the music department? The music department at CBU is exceptionally strong. They have 2 professional recording studios, both of which have been used by big industry names like Disney. They also have a powerful composition program and an amazing band. But that's not the most important thing at CBU. I think the most important thing about CBU is that the faculty is 100% Christian. I mean, it's in the name, Baptist. I take my faith extremely seriously, and having positive Christian influences helping me dive deeper into my faith can only be a good thing for my relationship with my Heavenly Father. Lastly, I want to thank all of the people who helped me get to where I am now. First, and most importantly, I want to thank my parents for being incredibly supportive in everything that they do, and for pushing me to be the best that I could be, even when I didn't want to be pushed. I would like to thank my grandparents for always supporting me and encouraging me through rough times, and for always making sure that I was doing alright. I'd like to thank all of my extended family too. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. Thank you for always being there for me. I love you all. I'd like to thank my pastors, Dr. Sean Beatty, Dr. Steve Davidson, Mr. Scott Hinman, Mr. Doug Griffin, and Mr. John Annan. All 5 of you had led me down the path of Christianity as long as I can remember, and it has changed my life for the better. Thank you all so much for being honest with me and for encouraging me on my walk with God. I want to thank all of my music directors over the years as well. Mr. Lack, Mr. Tessie, Miss Hedrick, Mrs. Anaforian, Mr. Sampson, Mr. Newensonder, Mr. Avery, and Mr. Holm. Thank you for helping me become a better musician and for teaching me valuable life lessons from the bottom of my heart. A special thanks to Mr. Poland for actually giving me a trombone for the first time in 4th grade, and setting me down a path that wouldn't have existed without him. I would like to thank all of my teachers for getting me to where I am now as well. Mrs. Cooper, Mrs. Klein, Mrs. Westenberg, Mrs. Gentry, Mr. Crumpton Murray, Mr. Morgan, Mrs. Bethel, Miss McLean, Mrs. Mellon, Miss McClurk, Mr. Shirley, Mr. Oras, Mr. Kostovar, Mrs. Barcelos, Mrs. Branham, Mrs. Booth, Mr. Hunter, Mrs. DeRuder, Mr. Bustos, Mrs. Ferdinandson, Mrs. Hurley, Mrs. N. Hartog, Mr. Kissling, Mrs. Gonzalez, Mr. Hannah, Miss Perger, Mrs. Anderson, Mr. Caldera, Mrs. Daly, and Mr. Williams. Every one of you from my kindergarten years to today have taught me so much. Not just in English, history, or science, but for teaching me how to be the person I am today. And a big thank you to all of my friends. I really appreciate your company in good times and bad, and will always cherish the memories that we've had throughout the years. Chances are, if you're watching this, you're in one of the groups that I've already thanked. Regardless, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. I cannot wait to start the next chapter of my life, but I know that without your help, I wouldn't have gotten this far. See you around.